mad at me for dating outside my race, but I was dating outside of my race because they was doing things better than my race. I'm gonna keep it 100.
Define better.
My
Define
Spanish,
better.
well, not better, because I know where she getting ready to go. Not better.
I know, you said they were doing things
not
better. I wanted to know what better meant.
Not better. I'm gonna change that.
I'm trying to save you for the
I know you
people,
is. That's
for the
why I'm gonna say
culture.
not better for the culture.
There we go.
Right, not better. I was dating Puerto Rican, I was dating Dominican, I was dating African, I was dating all type of other really size American black, right? They were doing way more of what we expect we want our woman to do more than our American. Our American got real comfortable with—
Give me some examples.
Oh man, I mean, their mannerisms are different. Like even my Indian one was from Syria, one of them countries over there, right? I didn't have to really say much to do and be treated like a king. You see what I'm saying? A lot of times with our own American black, they expect so much of us and what we're supposed to do. Like things like if we go out and eat and we just have a nice dinner, we can go anywhere and eat and get a nice dinner. It had to be Rue Chris, or it had to be this, that, or it had to be this, that. Then I get somebody that's just as fine, a Cuban or a Colombian. They don't care about nothing. They care about you and your household, even though they still care about the money, but it's not about the money. You understand what I'm trying to say? It's a difference. Not better, but sometimes we get tired of hearing, Birkin bags and sushi.
Do you think that's fair? Because I feel like there's a certain type of woman that does demand that. And to me, I think it depends on the bait you're using and where you're looking. If you're gonna go get a model from Instagram that got the BBL, the snatched in stomach, and has all the things that check off money hungry and surface, you're gonna get that. If you're gonna meet a girl and through different ways and ask different questions, you're gonna find that out a lot earlier on, that what's important to her.
I'm not doubting that, but I'm just talking about even if you look on just a regular dating app and just look at what a woman may state that she requires. You know, and I'm saying these things because it feels as if social media, again, is the barometer, okay? And it's the comparison. And when you're comparing yourself to all these other women, and of course, even with the BBLs, because I'm like, that's fine, but I mean—
What's BBL? I'm sorry.
Brazilian butt lift.
Oh, okay.
And there's no shade to women that have
No,
them. I'm just
I was
saying.
wondering, I was waiting for it too. I'm like, excuse me?
And there's no shade to everyone that has them. I'm just saying, if you're going by just surface things and that's who you're going afterwards, then guess what? She gonna run them pockets.
No, and I'm not, and I want to get your thoughts, Doc, and as well, Amy, as a woman dating or even considering, I think that a lot of times, you know, we do value women, but when you talk about black relationships, I think we all come with some baggage, all right? Now, some of us have some baggage that's not gonna fit in the overhead compartment, and some of us have some baggage that you're gonna have to pay a whole lot more for to get on this flight, right? But the reality of it is, that's just who we are, and I'm talking about historic. Like, if you're talking about being enslaved, where we were and how we engage each other, there's a lot of elements there. But it can be a little difficult because women have expectations in 2021 that they're watching, and they're very material expectations. I agree with you, Claudia, but I'm simply saying that
not all of them are material.
And I'm not trying to generalize.
It's just
women.
Most of the time it's pointing to American women are more material.
And it's America as a society.
Not better.
Let's bring spirit. Let's bring spirit into this.
And I gave you the space to even edit the better part, right? So, and I'm with you on that. But let's say this, because you guys both tie in two really important pieces, right? You talk about women who are not African American women, and you talk about the experience and what is the influence here. You mentioned social media, but what you're really missing here is the piece that you talk about, the enslavement part. The culture and the trauma that African American men and women and children have faced in this country is like unlike any other group. And so when we talk about trauma, what we know is that Black people have a lot of unprocessed trauma. We have a lot of hurt. We have a lot of harm, not just back then, but right now on the daily, right? And so one of the things that we talk about as professionals within my profession is we talk about how trauma impacts people. And so we love to say, Resma Minikim, one of my favorite colleagues, he says that trauma decontextualized within a person looks.
Man, let me say this, man. First, he meant to say better. It's okay. Because there are certain things that other races do it better than black women and vice versa. So I don't see anything wrong him saying they do it better. Yeah, I get it. You know, our black culture right now is kind of messed up due to social media is a big part of it, the government. And certain things that he said about black women, those are true though. It has nothing to do with the girls on social media, on IG, with the BBL, like the other girl was saying. It has nothing to do with that. But even those regular girls in the hood, they still act like they are them IG models because they're influenced by those IG models. They compare themselves to the Cardi B. They compare themselves to the Erica Mena because this guy bought Erica Mena a bag. Oh, you're supposed to treat me that way, right? They overvalue themselves in the sexual market, right? Because they think they are the shit. They might be cute. They might be the shit as they think. That's fine. But you have to know your level. Yo, let me just tell this quick story. I do a podcast. I do bring girls on the podcast, you know, to have a conversation. One time I was talking to this black woman about coming to the podcast. She was, yeah, I'll come to your podcast. And she was like, okay, do you pay? I was like, no, I usually don't pay girls, but I'll compensate, you know, I'll get you drinks and food. And if you need money for guys, I got you. That's not a problem. She was like, okay, send me the money so I can come for money for guys. I was like, okay, I'll chip like $30. She was like, cool, send it to me. I was like, how about you come first, right? Once you come here, I see you, I'll give you the money because, mind you, we never met. We don't know each other like that, right? So I'm kind of skeptical just to send you the money and I never met you. We never signed any paperwork. You can't cancel and not giving the money back. And guess what happened? She didn't show up. And we're going back and forth. She was like, well, I'm a high value girl. You should not pay me $30. I was like, I'm not paying you, but if anything, you asked me and we agreed to that $30. And so now you're telling me that you're a high value girl or $30 is nothing. You should pay me $60. I was like, okay, that's fine. Guess what? All right, I just don't like your vibe. You know, send me the money back. I pay her through PayPal. I was like, yeah, give me the money back. No, we don't have to do it. Yeah, you can just do your own thing. I don't need you anymore. And guess what? Until these days, she hasn't sent the money back yet. So she finessed me pretty much. She took my money, $30. Thank God it wasn't a lot of money. She took my money, but the same girl was talking about she's a high value girl, but she came and gave me back my $30. And she was like, I was asking her about the money, and she was like, well, give me minutes, I'll send you email. We'll check your email. So those are things that make black women look bad. Although she does not represent every black woman in America, but we've seen it. Like the other guy was saying too, when you go on dating apps, you see the requirement those black women will have. It's insane. Some of them, they'll have a requirement like they're still in their 20s. They'll be like 30, 35, 2 kids, 2 baby daddies, but they're telling you, oh, the first day we cannot go to this place and this place. I'm like, that's fine, but are you paying for it? If they were paying for them first dates, they will not have those requirements because they know that that's not their money they'll be spending. That's your money. So they move recklessly. So what they're saying is kind of true though. And I don't like when people keep blaming this on slavery or slavery has a lot to do with it, but we were not slaves though. Our ancestors were the slaves. We were not. So we need to work on the issue that we're having on now. Instead of us just blaming our slavery went through a lot. Yes, we did go through a lot as black Americans. I'm not black American. I'm African. I do understand what black American went through because although we are this kind of the same people, but we don't have the same background and the same history. Because me, I was born and raised in Africa. Things that I've seen back home, things, you know, the type of lifestyle, the culture, it's a little different compared to someone who was a Black American who went through slavery, or maybe their ancestors went through slavery. So totally different. That's why I do understand that. So we have to stop blaming on slavery. Oh, slavery, yeah. Like I said, slavery indeed had a lot to do with it. But at this point, we cannot keep blaming on slavery. The culture just messed up. The dating market just messed up because of like the social media, the government, and girl has so much like they overvalue themselves way too much. They're not realistic in the markets, in the dating markets, right? They have unrealistic expectations from men, right? So that's what's making things a little complicated. And that's why you see the movement with the passport bros. Those passport bros, they go overseas, they find women who are more like feminine. A woman in America, they'll tell you that, oh man, I'm not gonna cook for you. I'm not cooking for you. Oh, you know, you need to put a ring on me. Fine. You want me to put a ring on you. You don't want to cook for me, but you opening your legs for me to clap them cheeks. Which one is more important? Your vagina or you cooking for me? I don't get it though. I don't get it. I don't understand it. So it's like, yeah, the culture is so messed up nowadays, and the people, the leaders on top who's supposed to help those young girls to fix the issues, they're not doing that. You see someone like Vivica A. Fox getting a baby at 60, right? Talking about, I need somebody who's fun, somebody who allow me go shopping. At 60, having that mindset, that's kind of childish. I'm not saying if you're 60, you cannot shopping, you cannot go shopping, you cannot be traveling, but if those are your priorities, that's kind of selfish, and not selfish, but I'll say childish stuff. Someone 60 should be like, hey, I need a partner who's going to be my best friend, companion, who know we're going to spend time with. There's a level, like there's certain things that you have to say once you reach certain age or certain level in life, right? You cannot be talking like in your 20s. Oh, I'm going to have so much fun. 60s, come on. It makes no sense to me though. So what they're saying, they're not wrong, because I seen it too though. I don't know how many he dates, but damn, that man seems like he dates a lot. He's talking about Spanish, like Dominicans, Puerto Rican, Africans, like, oh, my other Indian. Damn, were you like dating them, going on dates, being in a relationship, or having snake links? But anyhow, he's not lying. Even the woman, they couldn't really defend it. The other girl, Claudia, I think that's her name, right? I forgot her name, but she was talking, oh, it depends if you go for them girls, the BBL. No, not every girl have a BBL. Not all of them have a BBL. So it's not all about the Instagram models, girls. Even a regular chick in the hood, they've been acting themselves. They've been acting like that. They've been very delusional nowadays. They're so delusional. Like, they'll pick a date, the first day, to a place that they've never been before, because they just want to try it. They seen someone posted something on social media and they want to try it too. And when they go to those places, what they do, they post a picture. They post a picture of the food and themselves. They don't even post a picture of you. Nothing. So it's like things are just getting worse. And at the end of the day, I think women are the ones who are losing. Men are not. Most men, they can travel. They can find women overseas. I'm not saying women cannot, but most women, they will not prefer to go overseas to find men, because if they have to go overseas, they'll go overseas to those, how they call third world countries, right? Third world countries. And those men, they don't have enough money to take care of them. So they'll be the one taking care of those men, and they don't want to do it. But compared to men, yeah, we're okay to go take care of those women. So if they want to go to a place where men have money and values, you know, men who can take care of them, and those men, they want a woman who's feminine. So at the end of the day, they are the ones who are losing. So it does not work for the benefit. So, and it seems like they don't want to change it. They think they're doing something right. I'm not saying only women are the issues. Men are the issues too, but women, if you ask me, they are more problematic, they're more delusional than men. Men, we do understand our place where we stand in the dating markets, but women, they don't. They don't. They think because they got an ass, they got a punani, they can get anybody that they want. Yes, you might be able to get anybody that you want to clap your cheeks. But for you to get somebody that you want to put the ring on you, it's a problem, because if that was that easy, why are you still single talking about I can get anybody that I want? So that's when every time a girl talks about I can get anybody that I want. No, you cannot. If you could, you would be in a relationship or being married right now. The reason why you are not is because you cannot. You getting sexual attention doesn't mean you getting relationship attention. So yeah, man, I see where they're coming from, but yeah, we need to work on it. We need to stop complaining, blaming on in the past. Oh, slavery, we've been through a lot. Yeah, we've been through a lot. Okay, why now? We're gonna keep complaining about it, or we're gonna do something about it. Can we make things better? And that's why sometimes, but that's not all black women who are like that. Some of them are very, very submissive, but most of them, I don't have the stats, but based on what I seen, I'll say most of them are not. They are not that submissive, and they don't want to play the woman role. I think they pick and choose the role will never benefit them.